The year was 1937. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were marching their way from the big screen into the hearts of audiences around the world. Now, 75 years later, they're marching back to the big screen, and this time going straight to the gates of hell. Hi, I'm Jake Hamilton here in beautiful Arundel, England, about 2 hours on the outskirts of London, getting ready to talk with the stars of Snow White and the Huntsman about why you can call this film a lot of things, but you can't call it a fairy tale. Get ready, this is Jake's Tricks.
My queen, yet another kingdom falls to your glory. Is there no end to your power?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is fairest of them all?
You are the fairest, but there is another destined to surpass you.
What does she want from me?
Consume her heart, and you shall rule forever.
Though I feel like when I see big theaters, I'm like, I just want to just go out there and just like fucking run around, like be in the background of people's shots.
No, I know what you mean.
Right?
Whenever I see big spaces, I do want to like
Just
be
start
in them.
just
Yeah,
going, right?
yeah,
Just start
yeah.
running around.
No, I agree.
After the interview's over, we're just gonna go run around
Run
for
around?
a while.
Yeah,
That works? Excellent. Jake Hamilton, Fox Houston. Excellent. Early in the film, Snow White is described as defiant for someone in her position, you know, being what she is, which was ironic because I actually kind of feel that way about you, and I feel like that's one of the reasons people like you so much is you kind of defy everything that is that stereotypical cliche image of an actress in Hollywood. Is that something you recognize about yourself? Is that something you take pride in?
I mean, I definitely take pride in sounds so cliche, and like
yeah.
being myself.
Right.
But I don't like that. I'm totally not rebelling against anything. It is just, it's, you know, when you have something slightly different, people are like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
What are you trying to do? And like, I don't know.
Are there certain aspects about this job that you take a certain pride in not falling into the crowd in that sense? I
think the main thing is like, I think the most interesting thing about me is right now Snow White, and especially like in terms of this, one thing I don't like and I see all the time is that people think they're like so interesting and awesome that they are worth selling themselves. You know, like people become commodities, and I want to sell the hell out of Snow White,
Right.
but I don't want to like sell myself. I think I'm not worth it. You know what I mean? It does make sense.
I think it would be a fair statement to say that a lot of the general movie-going public knows you probably best as Bella from the Twilight Saga.
Definitely.
And so whenever you come into a new film like this, new character, new challenges, what are the biggest advantages and the biggest disadvantages of being known as predominantly as a different character?
It is kind of a huge, I mean, not kind of, it's ultimately a compliment, especially for somebody who's so invested in Twilight in that unique way that people can be invested in Twilight.
Right.
That sometimes it's weird for me to see you in different situations. It's like, you know, that is kind of a great compliment. I think at the same time, I've always done things for like the personal experience of it and also the shared energy. As soon as you love something and you feel someone else love it too, it just feels good. It's like, it's an awesome feeling. That's why I like to make movies, and I don't think it's gonna go away, even if I do smaller things, different things. Twilight fans can, you know, forever imagine me as Bella. I think that that's kind of awesome.
Right.
I don't think that that'll keep them from watching me in other movies.
So there's no part of you that ever wants to say like, okay, get over it. It's time to move on. It's time to keep going.
I mean, I guess if it really started to affect me, but it just hasn't.
Right. Obviously, one of the stories that everyone was talking about last year that ended up coming out this year was the fact that there were two Snow White films, which ended up being fine because they're both completely different in tone and purpose and everything.
Totally.
If a different person wanted to make a different version of one of the films that you've done with a different tone, a different view, a different aspect, what film would you like to see?
Twilight.
A different version of
Oh my
Twilight?
God,
Really?
yeah.
What are some different aspects of Twilight that you would like to see done?
If you were to just take ratings out of it, I think that would be pretty cool.
Do like the R-rated version?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. It doesn't always need to go there, but I think if you just had no consideration for, you know, it's a huge movie. It has massive expectations. There are boxes that you kind of inevitably fit into to make sure you satisfy everyone, and that is the right thing to do. It's like, you know, so many people love it, but I think it would be awesome to have like some crazy director who is only going to do their vision and not, you know,
The Tarantino version
exactly,
of Twilight.
totally. Like, you know, it's not a movie by committee anymore. It literally is like one person's, but that would be awesome.
Is there another actress that you would like to see ever play Bella, just out of curiosity?
God, I mean, who do I think is really fucking amazing right now? Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Who do I think is really amazing right now? I think, I mean, Jen could do it. Anyone, I mean, I think Lily Collins could do it. I think, God, who else? I don't know.
It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Kristen, it's always an honor talking with you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Find me someone who doesn't fear the dark forest to hunt her down.
Hey! If I refuse,
Who are you? Why is the queen wants you dead?
You should know you're the one hunting me.
You have eyes, Huntsman, but you do not see. She is destined to end the darkness.
You're looking sharp today, my friend.
you too, mate.
Pale in comparison.
Nah, you look fucking.
This is great. This is a little bit better than a Four Seasons hotel room, isn't it?
It is a bit different, isn't it?
Right?
It's nice.
I
This
dig
is,
it.
How fitting to our environment. That was when we're ready. That was it.
Oh, excellent. Jake Hamilton, Fox Houston. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you again.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Now, Thor and the Huntsman both have these kind of big character flaws that they have to overcome to get to be the men that they eventually become. To get to where you're sitting right now, what is the biggest obstacle, the biggest flaw you had to overcome to get here?
I mean, I did a TV show years ago back in Australia for 3.5 years, and I was 18, 19, straight out of high school, and I was thankfully able to kind of make all those mistakes and what have you then when no one was, you know, watching with any great, you know.
But now people are going to go back and look for that now.
Yeah, no, it was all no one noticed. So it was all, there's not much of it on footage. You know, I don't know. The biggest thing was I think there's a balance between that. You know, you have a fair amount of naivety about what you can achieve, and you know, and that sort of self-motivation, and then there's the doubt and whatever. But it's a bit of both. I think is useful, and just keeping that in check. And over the years, I think I've struck that balance of that better than previously.
Right,
there were
right.
times when I was you know, one or the other,
Right.
and it wasn't too constructive.
Right. There's a great moment in the movie where you teach Kristen basically how to kill someone.
Yeah.
And she looks at you and she says, "I don't know if I can do that," which I thought was a nice little kind of
Yeah.
back and forth moment. What is something in your career you've been asked to do and you had that moment of hesitation where you said, "You know what? I don't know if I can do that."
Jeez,
I'm trying to get you stuff you haven't been asked
I know, it's
10,000
good. No, I
times.
appreciate it. And this is, my brain's still working. I mean, there's sort of some nudity scenes where, you know, there was things, oh, yeah, we just lose the top, we lose the pants, we do that. It's like, wait a second, it's not that type of movie.
Was this Thor?
This is, yeah, there was another version
The
of Thor.
unrated
the
cut of
R-rated
Thor.
version, yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
That damn Marvel. now that we're going to bring in another $207 million.
That's right, the internet version.
Right? See, that's amazing. One of the cool creative little ideas that I thought was great is that the dark forest brings out kind of your greatest fears and takes advantage of that.
Yeah.
If you were going to walk into the dark forest and it was going to do that to you, what would you be facing? What would be that fear that you would be facing?
Oh, look at you defining what the biggest fear I'd be facing. Well, I mean, in this particular film, and actually it didn't end up in the movie, but there was a version where he has a vision of his wife.
Oh, wow, I would have liked to
and,
have seen
and
that.
that was, yeah, and it was sort of, there were a number of reasons that didn't sort of tie in and work, and which is often the way, you know, you shoot a bunch of stuff and you sort of pick and choose. But what would it bring out? I don't know. I've been pretty fortunate, touch wood. You know, I don't know that there's any overly dark sort of shadows and skeletons lurking for me to
It would be
see.
a press junket, wouldn't it?
It'd be a press junket.
A press
yeah,
junket.
Yeah.
The Dark Forest would
another
just
one.
be a press
Not
junket.
another one, yeah.
Right.
Except for you. We'd just have one interview. That would be the dream.
And this is it?
This is you, yeah.
You're so full of shit. Good to see you,
Thanks,
my
buddy.
friend.
Good
Hey,
to see
always
you.
a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything. You've earned it, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers. That's some tough questions.
Try to get your thinking.
Jeez.
I should have killed her when she was a child. I need her heart beating with blood.
I've seen what she sees. I can kill her.
I will give this wretched world the queen it deserves.
So one of the things I loved about you in this movie is so much of your character's motivations revolves around keeping her beauty, which I thought was ironic because you're obviously a very beautiful person, and you won.
Stop flirting. Come on, it's too early. Seriously.
Is it ever too early?
Let's wait until the sun sets.
Is it ever too early to flirt? We have 4 minutes. I gotta get in as quickly as I can. So, but you won your Oscar for a role that required you to pull back the beauty a little bit. So at what point in your career was it most advantageous to be beautiful, and at what point was it most non-advantageous to be beautiful?
I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think in those terms, you know, and maybe I'm completely idiotic, but I don't think I won my Academy Award because I went ugly.
I agree.
I think it had to do with the material, and so the people get very hung up on the visual, and I understand it. I mean, it's shocking to see that transformation, but at the same time, I can't go through my life thinking in those terms. In a way, that's how Ravenna thinks, and it's an empty road when you start getting so focused on things that you can't control and doesn't matter. You have to really kind of find things that, you know, have some gravitas and you can fill your life with that matters.
And speaking of finding things, there's a great moment in the movie where Snow White is told that once the soldiers hear your name, they will rise up against you.
Yeah.
And she says it takes more than just a name, which is cool because we're now at a point in Hollywood where I feel like it takes more than an actor's name to sell a movie. And as someone whose name is always on the poster, always above the title, what do you think an actor has to bring to a movie today that maybe they didn't have to bring 15 or 20 years ago?
Well, you know, I think that we make way more films today than we did before, and so films have a very short lifespan in theaters. And I think that you can have a massive marketing campaign behind something, but it's short-lived. And the way these movies, I mean, not something like this, but smaller movies really survive is word of mouth. And so I think you have to bring your A game. You have to be able to push the envelope and kind of explore material that's risque and makes you think in a way, because there are 20 million other people doing it out there, so you better kind of be on your toes and try and push it.
Now, between this...
And nudity.
And nudity, of course.
Always.
You can't go wrong. It's a matter of time. 4 minutes left. I'm going to start taking the tie off. Between this and Monster and Hancock and Young Adult, you are very good at playing evil, which is surprising to me because you're always very nice to me, which makes me wonder, are you a nice person who's good at pretending to be evil, or are you an evil person that's good at pretending to be nice?
That one.
Are you?
Yeah.
So this is all a performance?
Yeah, I'm drunk right now.
Are you?
Yes, they load me up so that I can be nice, because really I'm just incredibly mean.
Really?
Can you imagine if that was the truth?
There are some actors I've talked to, I'm sure actually would be the truth.
They did not admit to it.
Oh, they didn't want to admit to it, but there's sometimes I talk to someone, I'm like, you're drunk. No wonder this interview is going so well.
No, I guess I don't think, even when I'm playing those characters, I don't think in those terms. I really try. I think when you compartmentalize emotions like that, it becomes a little mechanical. So
you justify it?
Yeah, I mean, I just have to. If I have empathy and I can understand it, then I feel like all of that stuff happens organically. It's not like I walk on set and I go, okay, well now I have to be mean or I have to do this. It just kind of lives under your skin, hopefully, if you've done enough homework.
Absolutely, and you always do.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you very
I have my
much.
moments.
Oh,
always an honor to talk to you.
same
Thank you
here.
so much
It's
for your
nice
time.
to-
Always
Lips red as blood, hair black as night. Bring me your heart, my dear Snow White. Let them come.